When you're running a business, it's easy to get lost in the weeds of finances, of marketing, of budgeting, of sales pipelines, all that stuff. But at the end of the day, the very most important skill, the difference between running a successful business and not running a successful business, is having a keen understanding of people. Like really getting to know what motivates us to do the things we do, understanding human psychology. If you can crack that nut, then everything else in business is pretty easy by comparison. And I think I've talked about this before. I consider myself a sensitive introvert by nature. I've spent a lot of my life being obsessed with how other people think and feel at any given moment, and have been overly reactive to kind of keeping others happy. And that's definitely been a weakness that held me back in my career for a long time. But since opening my business, I feel like that weakness has actually turned into an asset in some ways when balanced with some confidence. But being attuned to what my clients and what my clients' clients are wanting and thinking and feeling is, I think, one of the X factors that has made my business kind of work, even when I was still figuring out how to code and how to design and all those other things. So whatever your industry, I'm gonna talk in broad strokes, even in industries that I'm not qualified to talk about, but the most important thing is understanding how people work. Like what motivates them? What makes them want to do something but not take action? What makes them decide to take action? What fears do they have? And what gives them a deep sense of satisfaction when things go well? I have a lot of people that come to me and they want a new website, and I ask them why they want a new website. And they're like, oh, because we want more visitors. Okay, well, why do you want more visitors? Because we want to, do all these like very surface level things. But usually when I get talking to people and I ask the question over and over, why? Well, why that? Well, why that? Eventually we get below the surface and they identify that they don't want a website. Yeah, they want a website. That might be a tactic to get them there. But what they really want is they want to be respected by their customers or their peers. They want to be seen as cutting edge. They want to give people a peace of mind that they know what they're doing and that they are effective. And at the end of the day, they want to feel proud of the business, the organization they're running. So yeah, they want a website that has these pages on it and they want it to be able to do these cool things. But if that is the target, that I spend the whole project trying to blindly follow that target, but we haven't uncovered what actually makes them tick, what actually motivates them to get up in the morning and come to work and run this business, run this nonprofit. If we haven't done that, there's a very good chance that we're gonna arrive at this place that they said, this is what I want and this is what I'm gonna spend however many thousands of dollars on, and they're not gonna be satisfied. And so that's why I think the very most important thing is, even if my clients don't come necessarily knowing why they want what they want, I don't want to take the very first little baby step into designing a website until we have figured out what the heck they actually want and need, what fears they're trying to alleviate, what healthy or unhealthy motivations may be driving why they do the things they do in their business. But then once we identify that, once they're in line with what they need and what they want, and they can communicate that to me, designing and building a website is easy. Everything else is easy work. Once you can understand the crazy contradictions that are, and the tensions and the push and pull that are going on in all of our minds all the time, once you can sort that out a little bit, the rest of business is a cakewalk.